Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. As usual, I will be giving just a minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. But even as I keep welcoming each and every one of you to the event, I just want to say a shout out to you guys for keeping it a day with us today. How have you guys been? How is the new year going? Goodness, when I checked my calendar today, I discovered that today is 25th. Just like yesterday, where we were like, Happy New Year 2023. And if care is not taken in a couple of hours, a couple of days, we will be saying bye-bye to January. Those at work, how was work been? Those working at home remotely, how was working remotely been? Those in the office, those on break, and those caught up in traffic. Hope everything has been moving on smoothly. Today is a good day. Just sit tight and flow according to the tune of our presentation. Just like I said, 1 minute ago, I said I'll be giving just a minute. I can see a couple of names. I guess I will just take it off from here, even as more people join us for the event. Good afternoon once again and welcome. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Gagwa Esahaya, and I'm a training coordinator with the Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple Small Business Development Center helps small business start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to no cost webinars. We are proud to be part of the nationally accredited network of the Small Business Development Center, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. You're here this afternoon for a webinar on increase your sales with Google's tools. A copy of the PowerPoint and the link to the recording will be sent to all the participants. Being a webinar, all the participants has been muted. However, we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A or the chat box. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome my wonderful speaker, even as she takes over the flow for the presentation. Soleil, you're welcome. Once again, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much, Garva. Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm exceptionally excited to be here today. I am presenting a new workshop to you all, so I hope you guys are ready to learn, as well as ready for some questions. We're going to talk about how to increase your sales with Google tools. And the one thing I love about this new workshop is it takes a deeper dive into some of the free tools that you all hopefully already use right now. So let me go ahead and get started and introduce myself. My name is Soleil Meade. I am your Pennsylvania Grow with Google digital coach. I'm also the owner of Soleil Branding Essentials, which is a full service graphic and web design and brand strategy agency. I love helping small businesses like yourself bring their vision to life and set a solid brand foundation. Today, my coach assistant was supposed to be Vicky Sepulveda. She is experiencing some inclement weather in the Houston area where she is located, so she may or may not be able to join us today. But what will happen is you will see that we will post some prompts in the chat to get some engagement going and give you some tools and resources for our workshop today. And I just want to encourage you that this space is created for you all. The Digital Coaches Program exists to bridge that digital divide that exists for Black and Brown small businesses. So it is so important for you to utilize this space, ask your questions, feel comfortable, and know that this space is curated for you. So anything I can answer, I absolutely will. And I'm ready to go ahead and jump in and get started. You can absolutely connect with me on all social networks. I'm also going to drop my email in the chat as well. And I'm dropping the information about our Digital Coaches Program. I really encourage you to, let me drop it again. I don't think I sent it to everyone. I really encourage you to connect with the Digital Coaches Program on social, follow our YouTube, just so you can continue to get this great information that we have to offer. So let's go over the agenda for today. So today's agenda is going to be about focusing on how you can use a couple of Google tools to increase your sales for your business. So we're going to start off with a deep dive in the business profile, and then we're going to go step by step to show you how you can list your products on Google by using a tool called Google Merchant Center. And then we're going to talk about some tips to set you up for success and do our recap. So I'm very curious. I want to know, what kind of business do you have? I'm going to drop a prompt in the chat. So give me a 1 in the chat if you have a brick and mortar store. Give me a 2 if you have an e-commerce or service-based store. So I want to know a little bit more about your business, because we are going to give you tools for both. Especially during the pandemic, so many brick and mortar stores had to switch to being service-based. So we have some really great tools and tips for brick and mortar stores, but it looks like a lot of you all have an e-commerce business. Laura says she has both. So I'm really excited to share this information with you. The very cool thing about having a brick and mortar store or an e-commerce store is you're like an omni-channel. It means you sell both online and in store. So those of you who have both, you really are going to be able to learn some tools on how to utilize both of those. So I want to do a quick activity before we jump into learning more about the business profile. Let me know in the chat, what are 3 things that you want your consumers to know about your business? Drop it in the chat. If you had to pick 3 things that people would say or experience about your business, what would you want it to be? For me, because I have a full branding agency, I would want people to know that I am creative, that I am efficient, and that I have amazing customer service. So those are 3 things that I would want to make sure my potential consumers and consumers feel about my business. And this really goes into your brand messaging. I see that Zachary said he wants consumers to know their story, their menu, and their social media pages. That's amazing. So I want you all to continue to drop that information in the chat. I am very curious of what your messaging is. You could want to promote deals or gift sets. You could want to do inventory, gift wrap service, in-store pickup. Just 3 things that you would want consumers to know about your business. Could be 3 things that set you apart. Hannah said that our prices are competitive, that our service exists, and that we can service weddings and backyard parties. Amazing. So keep those coming, because I want you all to keep these 3 things in mind as we navigate through today's workshop. It's important is because if you have those 3 things in mind, then as you learn how to increase your sales with these tools, you are essentially going to be able to weave these 3 things and make sure that everything you post, how you curate your profile, how you write your product descriptions is all in and around these 3 things that you want people to experience. So the first tool that we're going to talk about today is a Google business profile. So I'm going to drop another prompt in the chat. Let me know if you have a Google business profile. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for I'm working on it. Let me know in the chat. Jamelia said fresh ingredients, great customer service, and custom items. Amazing. I love it. Okay, so some of you have it. It looks like a little mix. Some has it, some doesn't. So I promise you, those who do not have a Google business profile, you're going to walk away knowing so much about it, and it's an absolutely free tool. So that is a definite plus for you. And those who do have it, you're going to be able to maybe freshen up your business profile with some new tools. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about our case study today, Woodward Throwbacks. So Woodward is the business that we are going to talk about throughout today's workshop. So I want to know, did you know that there are more than 2/3 of U.S. consumers say that it is important to support local businesses? More than 2/3 of consumers find it important, vital to support local small businesses like us. So if we have local small businesses, then this statistic is talking about us. A Google business profile is going to help you to be discovered online. If people are looking to support local small businesses, having your business profile set up is really going to allow you to be found. So I always like to talk about businesses. So we are going to get into Woodward. I'm going to give you a little bit of their backstory. So the owners, Bo Shepherd and Cal Dubee, got started by furnishing their own apartments with roadside cast-off that they found littering the streets of Detroit. So they were scouting for material as they cycled around the city, and they would gather wood, metal, signage, and all types of different items, and then transform them into tables, cabinets, and other home goods. So what they did is they had a great idea, and it didn't take them long before their interest in salvage creation turned into an actual business that created sustainability for them. What started as a one-car garage operation grew into a business with a 24,000 square foot utility. Their talent and tools from Google, like their business profile, helped them get there. So that is a really encouraging story of how my tagline for my business is bringing your vision to life, turning your dream into a reality, something that was just that they enjoyed doing turned into an actual sustainable business, and they used Google Business Profile to promote it. So let's go ahead and talk about your business profile. This slide here is showing you a makeup of what you see. Most of us have seen this whenever we go to search for a business on Google. So you notice usually it displays on your desktop on the right-hand side of the screen, and you could see the reviews and the photos and the location. I know I search for restaurants a lot. I could see whether they're open or closed, a phone number to contact, everything is right there. On your mobile phone, it usually pops up right at the top. So the same way that we are looking for businesses and business information to pop up whenever we're searching is the same way we want your business to pop up whenever someone is searching for something connected to your business. So the information from a business profile also appears on Google Maps. So that's really important to know. Most of us are used to experiencing the business profile on the web results page, but it is really important to know that it does show up on Google Maps. So let's use our case study for an example. If a person was in the Detroit area and they wanted to find a unique housewarming gift for their family member, then it is very likely that our case study, what were throwbacks, might show up in the area because they are in Detroit. It is known that there are more than, again, that 2/3 of shoppers say that it's important to support local businesses. So if you're on maps and if you're being picked up in Google search from your business profile, then you are exactly where you need to be to maximize the exposure that your business has to people looking for services that you offer. So at the top of the page, you might see like a map highlighting potential stores that might have unique housewarming gifts, but either way, they can easily see what were throwbacks on the list because they have a business profile, their address is on there showing that they're in the Detroit area. They've probably set their service area to Detroit, and they've probably put in their descriptions the type of services that they provided. So that is going to maximize their chance to show up in this search. So let's go ahead and talk about creating your business profile. I'm going to go ahead and drop a link in the chat that is going to get you right to that homepage that is necessary for you to go ahead and start your business profile. One of the things I want to point out to you that Google Business Profiles are available to businesses with physical locations, but also e-commerce based businesses that serve a specific area or any area per se. So it can be used for both businesses. So let's get in step by step. If you don't have a business profile, now would be a great time to go ahead and click on that link and follow me through step by step. You may have to go back and edit some information and make sure that your about me description and your product descriptions and images are intact, but you can walk away today having a business profile set up if you go ahead and start with me. Now, I will say this, sometimes whenever you go to set up your profile, you might have to claim your business, and that might include requesting a postcard. That means that if you get that prompt back, then you might not be able to walk through us step by step today, but it will get the process started. I have had several different learners that I've worked with where they set up their profile and they were sent a code right to their email and they were able to get in right there. But the reality of it is there is a verification process that has to happen to ensure that your business profile is actually yours. And once that is done, then your business profile will be made public. In the meantime, I'm pretty sure you can still add and edit information on there. So once you created and claimed your business profile, you can add anyone as an authorized user on your profile, meaning if you work with a brand manager, if you have a social media team, if you have an assistant that is helping to promote and market and manage your business and how it shows up to the public, you can add them to that. And that could be a task for your administrative assistant to ensure that whenever you have extended hours for the holiday, that they're updating that information. If you have a new product that is coming out, that they're making sure that they're putting a post up there. One of the things that you want to remember is that you have to be signed into the Google account that is connected to your profile in order to access your profile and make updates and changes. It's really important that you keep your profile up to date, which is why I wanted to highlight the fact that you can add anyone as a authorized user. Now, the other tip with that, and I always like to drop these types of tips when I have the workshops, is whenever there are things that we need to do, I often call them back-end things for us as small business owners. It's always good to schedule some time to do your back-end things. Schedule an hour on your calendar a month. Maybe you don't have an assistant, maybe you don't have support. Just schedule that hour, and that hour will be reserved for you to go into all of your social media platforms and make any updates. I'm saying that to you all, and I'm getting a little tug on myself because I need to do that. My LinkedIn needs to be updated with a new certification that I got. I need to update my Facebook. I need to update my business profile with new information. So that is another way that you can kind of stay true to managing such a powerful and free tool that is going to make sure that you are exposed properly to potential customers that need exactly what you have. So let's go ahead and edit the profile. So if you guys have any questions, remember you can ask them at any time in the chat. So I love this presentation because it really, really goes deep into all of the different ways that you can edit and set up your profile. So once you're in your Google business profile, you can go ahead and click edit profile. And the slide is showing the different things about your business that you can edit and change at any time. I want to emphasize the importance of your business description. That is so important. People, you see that it usually pops up whenever someone is searching for your business. So you want to make sure that those 3 things that you want people to know that you put in the chat, those should be in your description, because you want to make sure that, Pamela said that she wants to be known as professional, reliable, and handles multiple priorities. So she can say in her description that her business is a professional and reliable small business in the Philadelphia area. The thing that sets our business apart is because we are able to handle multiple priorities that our clients might have, and handle each of those multiple priorities and tasks with excellence. So again, infuse what you want people to know and feel and connect with you on in your description. So let's talk about attributes. Did you all know that you can add attributes to your profile? I love this. And in the past, we've done workshops that introduce these attributes, but I'm really excited that this one shows you how to add them. So here you can see the different types of attributes that can highlight details about your business. again, emphasizing that statistic, 2/3 of US consumers believe it's important to support small businesses, local businesses. So again, that whole notion really attributes to the fact that we want to be intentional about supporting local businesses. We want to know if they're small. We want to support women-owned, LGBTQIA+ owned, veteran-owned, whatever attribute that you align with or you support or is reflective of you and your business, you can showcase that on your business profile. So not only do these images really signal the pride in your identity as your business, but it's also going to attract those shoppers who are a part of that community. So let's go ahead and look further into how to add these attributes to your account. So again, you want to go to that edit profile area, and then you want to go ahead and click on the section that's labeled more. And Google regularly adds attributes, so it's definitely worth taking a list periodically. I see Harold saying, where is deaf owned? And I'm not sure if that's on there. One of the things that I am responsible for is at the end of my workshops, I have to do a report out on how my workshop goes and what questions are asked. I will absolutely make sure that if deaf owned is not in there, that I let the team know that that is the attribute that is being requested. I do think that is very important. And if anyone else does not see an attribute that maybe should be on there or has a recommendation, please drop it in the chat and let me know, and I'll make sure I communicate that to the team. So this is pretty much how you can add the different attributes that you have. Absolutely, Harold. Thank you so much for sharing that. I do know that there are places in a profile where accessibility can be kind of clarified, but if deaf owned is not on there, I think that's definitely a great one that we can get on there, or disabled, individual owned. Okay, awesome. Thank you all. Keep it coming. I'm excited to report back those ones to the team. So that's essentially how you add your attributes. And, you know, I wish I can tell you I have 3 more slides that go step by step, but I don't, because that's it. It's really that easy. But this workshop is helping you to navigate how to do it, and hopefully get in there while we're active now and see how you can add those things. So let's take a scenario where a shopper wants to buy a last minute gift. So they might want to swing by your business tonight or in the morning or after work, or maybe it's a Sunday afternoon and that's their only window of opportunity. So if that is the shopper scenario, their burning question is going to be, is your store open? Searches for store open have grown by more than 400% in the last year. So this is showing how important it is for you to have your business hours in there and updated, because people are searching for that. So I think we use the example of people wanting a unique gift for a family member. So they might search a store open near me for a unique gift for a family member. So if you have that information updated, listing your regular hours, letting your business profile tell whether your store is opened or closed, and holiday shopping hours are super important too. So let's look at how to set that up. So once again, everything we're finding here is in this edit profile area. So once you go to edit profile, you'll then see the icon that says business information, and then you can select hours. So then you want to hover your cursor over the area that you want to manage until you see the little pencil icon pop up, and that pencil is going to indicate that you're able to make edits. So if your business has set hours of operation, you want to select open with main hours. So now you're going to check the boxes next to each day that your business is open, and then use the drop down menu to select the hours, and then make sure you hit save. So if you set regular hours, you can also access another section labeled add more hours. So this allows you to add like a layer time frames on top of regular hours to highlight specific services. So an example might be if a restaurant has regular business hours, but they want to highlight their happy hour, or a pharmacy has regular business hours and they want to highlight when their drive-through window is open. So those are some examples where you can highlight specific hours that you are open, and by clicking that add more hours button. So if your business has different hours of operation on the holidays, you want to make sure you set that as well. So one of my words for 2023 is being intentional and deliberate, because I've been using intentional for a while, and I had to add deliberate in the mix because sometimes I don't always listen to intentional. But I say all of that to say one of the things that I've been doing is scheduling out time in advance to remind myself to do important things. So if I know I have holiday hours set up for the upcoming, let's just use the big holiday season, which is usually Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm going into my calendar and setting up my hour to make sure that I update my profiles for holiday hour so I don't forget to change that. Because remember, 400% it grew in the last year for people looking for stores open. So you don't want to miss that window of opportunity to ensure that your holiday hours reflect when you're actually open. So here's another statistic for you. 70% of shoppers in a survey said that deals, discounts, and special promotions make a difference when they choose where to shop. So let me know in the chat, who likes a good sale? Let me know. Certain companies get me really good with a good sale notification, but 70% of shoppers, we like sales. So I want to introduce a feature called Post. And most of us are familiar with Post because we have social media accounts. We might have Instagram or Facebook. Even TikTok, when you post a reel, you're still posting. And guess what? Your business profile has a post feature as well that you can highlight deals and promotions. And honestly, anything. You want to think of your business profile as another social media platform for you to use. It's just not that social. It's more informational. But nonetheless, you still have that capacity to really showcase your business. I like to call the Google business profile your digital storefront to your business. So it's literally you showcasing your business. Tiffany asked if you can add in promo codes. So I don't believe that you can add in a promo code onto your business profile. So say you made a post about a gift set that you sell, and because you're doing a blowout sale, you're trying to get rid of these gift sets before the winter months are out, you have an active promo code available. When you make that post and you put the picture of the gift set, when you write your caption, you can put the promo code there. Use code winter blowout for 50% off. We can look at Google Merchant Center. Once a little later, we're going to talk about how you can add actual products that can be purchased through Google. So you might be able to add a promo code there, but even when you're in the Merchant Center, you have two ways of setting up how your products are sold. They can be sold directly through Google, or you can have them route to your store on your website, where of course they'll be able to use that promo code. So I hope that helps. So this slide is showing two posts from Woodward Throwbacks about updated showroom offers. So, again, just throwing out a little tip there. It is usually super helpful whenever you have photos with your post. This particular one, you can see a young lady that looks like she's working in the shop. So that's going to draw people to see that their showroom is open. She's either working or shopping, one of the two. But definitely, make sure that you make that post and put an inviting caption to it for anyone who may see it. So let's talk about how to publish a post. So you want to go ahead and get on your business profile. And the way that you typically find your business profile is just typing in your business name in a Google search. And then your profile will pull up, and then you'll be able to edit it right from there. So you want to go ahead and click on Add Update. And then from there, you choose the type of post that you want. So you can do an update, which might be our showroom is open, or you can do an offer or an event. So you can even post events in your post that you can create on your business profile. And then you want to follow the prompts to add all of the details necessary. And then you go ahead and post it. You get the option to preview it by the preview button so you can see how it would show up. And then you can go ahead and make it live. So this is another important feature about your business that I want to make sure we spend some time talking about, which is customer reviews. So I know as a consumer, when I am using Google to search for a business and I'm looking at a business profile, the reviews are probably either the first or second thing that I look at, maybe second. The first, I'm looking to see if they're open, and I'm looking at those stars immediately. And then the next place I go is to the review section to see what type of feedback. 64% of US holiday shoppers using Google said that they did so for discovery and inspiration. So people are using Google to kind of come across something, let me see what I find, or what's going to inspire me to buy or to engage with. And customer reviews can really make a huge impact on someone's discovery or inspiration experience whenever they're looking to buy. They are going to help you as the business owner by offering insight into how customers feel about your business and your brand. And it's even going to help you identify some areas of improvement as well. So you can see here a review about Woodward, saying that it's a great spot. They love the pieces. They have salvage and their attention to detail. I would probably put some money in the fact that if we talk to the Woodward Throwbacks team and ask them about their keywords, that some of their keywords are being used in this review. They probably want people to know that they have salvage pieces. They want them to know that it's custom and attention to detail. So again, our ultimate goal, and as a branding and marketing expert, it is a badge of honor whenever your consumers begin to describe and tell other people about your brand the same way that you would. When they begin to infuse those keywords and phrases, then we are doing a good job at branding and marketing your business. So you want to keep that in mind. So this is how you would essentially connect with customers with reviews. So once you're on your business profile, you have the ability to read your reviews, the message area, where you can enable messaging, where if somebody wants to know if you maybe have a particular item in stock because they're looking to stop in, they can message you about that. And there's also a Q&A section. So let's talk a little bit about responding to reviews. So, it's easy peasy whenever it's a great review, like the one that we looked at just a moment ago, and that you can see in full here about our case study here, Woodward Throwbacks. So it's easy whenever it's a good comment, but what about if it's a not so great comment? So I want to let you know that it is not the end of the world if someone gives you less than 5 stars, or if you even get an occasional negative review for reasons that are out of your control. If that does happen to you, then it's only natural that you're going to feel a little defensive and maybe even upset, because this is the integrity of your business. This is the how other people are going to connect with your business, and it's negative what this person is saying. But I want you to remember that you are in the position of control as a business owner. So how you respond is also influential to people who are looking at your profile. And this is on any platform that you have reviews. So here are a couple of tips. You want to keep your responses very short and sweet. Make sure you stay polite and professional. Maybe you need to vent to your partner or write it down in a journal how you really feel, but you probably don't want to, load that off in your response on how you really, really feel. So keep it professional, keep it short and sweet. Try to respond to reviews as quickly as possible. So that's another reason why it's important for us to check our profiles often and update them often so you can respond as quickly as possible. If it's a negative review, try to address it constructively. You might need to explain a company policy. You might want to encourage the customer to contact you. I'm so sorry that you experienced this. I would love to talk to you more about it to see how we can come to a resolution. I look forward to connecting with you. Those are some different ways that you can handle whenever the review may be negative. If the customer doesn't contact you and the issue, or the customer does contact you, and the issue is resolved, then maybe consider asking them, would they be open to modifying their review or even removing it or writing a new one. So a good review is it works for you, literally works for you, and lets people know that the quality of service that you provide. It also lets people know that you're listening and you care, especially depending on the way that you respond to a review. So I'm going to drop a little tip in the chat, because typically when I talk about reviews, I get people saying things like, well, somebody, made a negative review and it's not even a customer of mine. I don't even know how to get it off. So if you feel like there's a review that violates Google's guidelines, you can go to your dashboard, find the review, and then there's 3 dots next to it. And then what you can do from that point is flag it as inappropriate. And then Google will make the final determination if the review does violate your guidelines. So I wanted to give you that information because it often comes up. So this is another really important feature connected to reviews, and that's how to ask for reviews. So, when you get positive customer reviews, it really builds credibility and trust and loyalty with your customers, but also a greater interest for those who may be in the consideration phase regarding your business. That review might be the very thing that pulls a new customer in. So one of the things that you want to do regularly is ask for reviews. So right in your business profile, you see here that you can actually give your customers a link to ask for reviews. I highly recommend posting this either on your website, or if you have some email automations. A lot of you said that you have e-commerce businesses. So if you send a thank you out right after someone makes a purchase, make sure that you set up in your automation that this link is here where you're encouraging them to, leave a review. Some people say, leave a review and get a special discount or something of that nature, but utilize this so you can get more of your customers talking about you. If you have a brick and mortar store, which some of you all have, it would be a great idea to get your review for your business profile created into a QR code. If you do that, then you can print that QR code and post it right at your register. And when someone's checking out, thank you so much for, shopping with us today. I hope you enjoy your product. And if you be interested, please leave us a review. You could scan this QR code right here. So be intentional and deliberate about asking for reviews, because they really do work for us as small business owners. All right, so this is showing you how your products can appear. So in your business profile, you have the ability to highlight products. These products are going to encourage potential customers to learn more about the products and see what you actually have to offer. So you can show a variety of different product images that will pique their interest. And even if you don't have an e-commerce store, you can give shoppers a good feel for the products that they can buy when they visit your brick and mortar store. So again, using those pictures and posting the products will really help pull people in. So this is the step-by-step to actually adding products to your business profile. So you want to go to edit products and then click on get started. Then you're going to be prompted to enter information like your product name, a category for it, a picture, a price or a price range, and a description. So then there's an optional button. So that optional button is the one that you can have it go to your website. So say you want to just kind of seal the deal, you don't want to do actual transactions on Google, but you rather than purchase from your website because of whatever you have set up there, then you just put that optional button in there and it will link right to your web page. So when you take a look at the message that Woodward Throwback sees when they're starting their process, it's telling them that there are 64,466 potential customers that viewed their business on Google last month. And these are real life statistics from this small business that we have worked with and heard from about how our tools have helped them. So again, you are making these moves and setting up your products, making your posts because people are viewing your profile. That's a lot of people. And that's a lot of opportunity. So we don't want to miss out on fully giving them everything that they need to see and experience to move from the consideration phase to the conversion phase and hopefully the loyal customer phase. So I want to share another resource with you all called Pointy. So if you have a brick and mortar store, then Pointy is a free tool that is going to offer you a way to add in-store products to Google with no manual data entry. So I just dropped that link, and then now I am going to go step by step and just show you how Pointy works. So what Pointy does is it connects to your point of sale system that then in turn connects to Google. So that point of sale system might be Clover, Square, Wix, Lightspeed, Shopify, whatever you may use. You can download the Pointy app and then add your products to Google. Another scenario, you could order an actual free device called a Pointy box that plugs in between your barcode scanner and your point of sale system. So once you scan your products as you sell them, the products are then immediately added to your Google business profile in a section that's labeled "See What's in the Store." So now nearby searchers can see what you have to offer and even check stock availability. And these products can also surface not just on a business profile, but in Google Search, in Google Maps, and in shopping. So if you have a brick and mortar store, I highly recommend you looking into Pointy. So again, you want to look into it if you have a physical store that customers can visit, and if you carry products that have barcodes that you scan at the register. It's currently available for businesses in the United States, Canada, UK, and Ireland. And I've already dropped that link if you want to get started with that. So these are the next steps for your business profile. And I'm going to drop just a prompt in the chat. And I want to know if you guys have any questions for me about the business profile before I talk about the Merchant Center for our last couple of minutes. You want to make sure that you get your business profile set up if you don't have it set up. If you do, you want to update your information so it is fully maximizing, giving a potential customer everything they need to know about your business. And if you are a brick and mortar store, we want you to actually use Pointy to even further maximize getting your products there. So if you have any questions, you could drop them in the chat. And next, I'm going to take a couple slides and just introduce to you all how you can use Google Merchant Center, which is another free tool to show your products on Google. So Merchant Center lets you manage how your in-store and online product inventory appears on Google. So what happens is whenever you set up a Google Merchant account, you take the first step towards reaching hundreds of millions of people who are making shopping related searches on Google. So again, we want tagged into that game. So we want to set up these tools that are going to make sure that we're showing in front of potential shoppers. So in the Merchant Center, you can do things like manage your images for your products, your pricing and descriptions. And you can also note whether products are in stock or limited stock or out of stock. So this is showing you how products sometimes appear in Google search results. Whenever you are on Merchant Center, this increases your eligibility to appear in search results like this. And here we see an example of our woodwork throwbacks and a classroom door. They have a picture of it. We see the link to the door. We have a description, some dimensions, and even a price range. So that in turn is what Google Merchant Center would do for whatever product that you offer. So it's going to show up there. This is what it looks like in a shopping tab. So whenever you look at the top of the search results page, you usually see web, images, shopping. So when people click on the shopping tab, they see a lot of results too, but all of the products are available to purchase, and those are called free listings. And then shoppers can then filter through that information based off of price, product, rating, or seller. So when you are on Google Merchant Center, then your products will show up in the shopping tab. So if somebody is searching for a vintage cabinet, a vintage refurbished cabinet, and woodwork throwbacks has those products and that language associated with their product, then they are more than likely to show up in that search. And then we talked about images. This is what it looks like on images. So not only is your business profile showing up, and it might pop up there, but it's showing up in search, it's showing up in shopping, and then it might even show up in images. So the images that you can connect to your product and Merchant Center can actually be pulled from various websites, and it can be put into images. Whenever you go ahead and put that on your Merchant Center, and if it is available for purchase, then it creates this kind of price tag that's called a product annotation. So, sometimes when you go to Google Images, you just see images. But if it's an actual product for sale, you'll see that product annotation, which again, you are at the lead of that by making sure that your products are listed in Merchant Center. And this is how it works. So you create an account, you upload your products, and then you show your products across Google. Now, if you use Pointy, then you change the game and you don't have to do too much, but either scan the items that you have or upload your things to Pointy. So I see Pamela has a question. You have a virtual business with a virtual address. Are there setup instructions for this? So there's not setup instructions for a virtual business with a virtual. Are you selling actual products though? Pamela, let me know. If you're selling actual products, you're not. So the Merchant Center is going to be especially helpful for people who have actual products to sell. Because like for me, I'm like you, I'm a service-based business. So, it's kind of hard to display the logos that I create or a strategy session that I'm running. So what I do is I use the free tools that Google offers that best suit my business and allow me to talk more about what I do. Now, you absolutely can, use a photo or image of two people meeting and put a product called strategy session up there, but essentially, the Merchant Center is more so meant for physical products. I would finesse the business profile by making posts and talking about whatever virtual service that you offer. If you are a virtual assistant and you are wanting to just talk about special event services, okay, perfect. Yes, Pamela. So you can set that up on your business profile. It's going to ask you for an address, but there's a button that you can click that says that you do not want this address displayed. I believe the verbiage is that you are that you kind of travel to customers to do your business. You can just select that, and then you set your service area on where your business actually services. So hopefully that was helpful. So this is how Merchant Center works. Let me go ahead and drop, okay, I already dropped the Merchant Center link in there for you guys. So a couple more things before we close out. You know, when you have your Merchant Center account set up, you have to choose where your customers go to check out. So you can have them check out at your website. If you're a brick and mortar store, you can show your products and encourage customers to come in and buy them. And then for US businesses, there's a no-cost checkout service that allows people to buy products straight from Google, and it's called Buy on Google. So this service allows your customers to actually facilitate an online sale through Google. Now, you do still need other services like payment processing, inventory, and order management, but you can change these checkout options in your Merchant Center at any time. Then what you want to do is, once you have your Merchant Center set up, you want to add your products to it. You can add them manually. If you just have a couple, it might be the easier route. But if you have a lot of inventory, you might want to create a product feed. And if you're not sure where to start with Merchant Center and how to upload a product feed, it actually has a template that you can download that helps you with the onboarding into Merchant Center and getting you started. If you have an e-commerce system that integrates with Merchant Center, I think Shopify is one that integrates really well, then this step is probably already covered, because similar to Pointy in Shopify, it's going to automatically pull your products that are listed on your integrated e-commerce site into Google Merchant Center. So Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, GoDaddy actually offer the integrations. And then Google Merchant Center has some guidelines, and I kind of covered some of those in answering Pamela's question. So you're promoting only products that are available for direct purchase. So again, you know, our strategy session isn't necessarily available for like direct purchase. You're going to be providing a secure checkout process and collecting user information responsibly and securely. And then you're going to have a published return and refund policy. So if you are looking to be on Google Merchant Center, then I would make sure that you have these requirements into place. Laura, you asked, can live shows count as products? That is a good question. I don't think so, but that's something that we can look into. But I will say that the Google Business Profile, under the post, you can create events. So I would consider maybe creating an event for your upcoming live shows on your post. And remember, there's also that optional button. So if the live shows cost, then you can create an event on the business profile and link it to your website so they can go and buy their ticket. So I just want to know if anybody has any other questions about Merchant Center. You can drop them in the chat now. And I am going to go in my last couple minutes over a couple of tips for success for you all. So yes.
So before you continue, I just wanted to alert our wonderful participants that I did post a 30-second survey about today's webinar a few minutes ago. I just posted it again for the second time. Remember, we at Temple SPDC, we always cherish your feedbacks, even as it helps us in improving the services we will provide to you guys at a low cost. So kindly take 30 seconds of your time to kindly help us to fill out the survey link. So you can please continue.
Thank you, Garba. Yes, definitely. The Temple SPDC team is amazing. So make sure you take time to give them that feedback, as they're always working to, you know, make sure that they put the best information out in front of you. I also dropped a prompt. I want to know what tools you're thinking about using for your business after today's workshop. 1 for business profile, 2 for Merchant Center, 3 for Pointly. I'm about to drop another tool called mobile testing in a moment, or all of them. So let me know in the chat. So let me get into these tips. And then I'll give you my Google Tools resources, and then we'll go ahead and check out. So tip number one is you want to get your web presence up to date now. Remember, 72% of American shoppers said that they're more likely to shop at stores where they can check to see if a product is in stock. You want to make sure you have your business profile up to date, your website up to date, and not just with products, but with engagement, with posts, with information that moves somebody from consideration to conversion. That is our goal. Tip number two, you want to find ways to make your checkout process easier. So maybe you can streamline your online checkout by making it faster for customers to like complete their transactions, by adding a digital wallet like PayPal or Google Pay or Apple Pay, whatever that is. Spend some time and make sure that once you start to pull in, what did we say? It was 64,000 people, shoppers that are, we dropped some big numbers today. We want to tap into those numbers to make sure that we're making it as easy as possible. So you want to optimize your mobile. That is tip number three. And I'm going to drop a link to a mobile testing site that is going to help you to make sure that your website is optimized, meaning a lot of people are actually looking at websites on their phone. So you need to make sure that your website is it's appealing to people when they look at it on your phone and not confusing or hard to navigate. So this tool that I just dropped is going to help you test the mobile friendliness of your site. So you want to make sure you go ahead and use that. Some of the recommendations they might make to make your site more mobile might be technical. So you might want to talk to your web developer about that. So lastly, I am going to drop some resources, and just to recap, we want you to update your business profile, check out those reviews. If you have a brick and mortar store, please use Pointy. If any of you try Pointy and it is working for you, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm going to drop my contact information again. If you all need a QR code created for your business so you can use Pointy to ask for reviews or anything of that nature, reach out to me. I would be more than willing to create one for you all. So my last question for you all is, what is your action plan from today? What are you going to do next after learning all that you did today? What are you going to do next to engage your customers or potential customers? So let me know in the chat. And then lastly, I am going to drop 3 different resources for you. One is YouTube. It's going to connect you with our Grow with Google YouTube page, which is absolutely awesome for you to tap into information. I'm also going to drop some information about Google Career Certificates. They have 5 different modules that really elevate you to get a better understanding in each of the different areas. I just did the digital marketing and e-commerce one last year, and it was phenomenal. And lastly, google.com/grow is where you can learn literally everything that you need to about Google. And it's for everyone, even beyond small businesses. And last but not least, I am going to drop the link for our survey with Google. And I thank you all for providing some great feedback for me to give them, especially in regards to adding the deaf and disabled individual owned attributes. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I thank you all so much for your support and your attention and engagement today. And that's it. I can turn it over to you, Gorva.
Thank you so much, Soleil. Before we wrap it up, once again, just want to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of you guys for keeping it a day with us. Thank you, Soleil, for a wonderful presentation. I love the way everything went. It was more or less like an interactive section. I love all the questions you actually asked during the presentation, and I love all the responses that actually came out. Just as you rightly said before we wrap it up, once again, I just want to use this opportunity to thank my fellow Temple SPDC colleagues. Without them, we wouldn't have been here and the webinar wouldn't have come into existence. Thank you guys for your wonderful cooperation. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Gorba.
Bye.